We published this report. It's a survey that we did with about 300 publishers and developers in the ecosystem, asking them what all the hot buttons are that they're dealing with in their everyday lives. And the report kind of focused around 4 key areas: mobile, which obviously at the top of everyone's minds these days, video, and then 2 other areas, what I would call off-platform distribution, and then this notion of this tech tax that publishers are dealing with in the ecosystem today. So we went pretty deep on the video side as well with these publishers and developers. I would say that video, far and away, publishers and developers told us is their #1 opportunity for revenue this year. That's where they're focusing. I think how they elegantly place videos within their content, whether that's in a pre-roll mode or on the mobile side, specifically an interstitial video. Think of that as playing between turns in a game or on app launch or things like that. And I think video primarily is a massive focus for these folks, because that is how consumer behavior has really changed. I mean, folks, specifically millennials, 70% of millennials, are consuming mobile video. So I think that's an area that publishers and developers can't ignore, and obviously got to focus on. So in addition to video being a top revenue priority for publishers and developers this year, I think as they look at formats and different ways to really engage with consumers, respondents told us that 30% of them are really focusing on Outstream as a new ad format. Outstream allows you to place an expandable video ad within a newsfeed, and I think the engagement that we're seeing, it allows publishers to create an ad format where one really didn't exist. So elegantly placed in the newsfeed, I think you're seeing publishers focus on that to maximize their monetization. I joined AOL from the Millennial Media acquisition, and at Millennial Media we've been very focused on really being kind of open shepherds of the ecosystem, and really helping all boats rise. We've been in the business now in mobile for about 11 years. And so it was important to us to constantly share data and really help educate and help folks guide their business decisions. And so we're carrying that through here at AOL to really help be open and transparent with data. And in some cases, some of the things that come out of the survey are maybe not the hot button today, but I think they may be the hot button on the display side, and you're actually seeing people start to see how the transition goes to mobile. And so folks are really focusing on those 4 key themes that we talked about. And I think if we can lead and really help educate the ecosystem, obviously I think all boats will rise. On the mobile side of the business, obviously publishers are seeing an immense amount of traffic move to mobile. I think the data piece that came back that was 70% growth on the mobile side year over year. Personally, I would have thought it'd be 100% just when you walk through the streets and you see consumption and the way folks are kind of heads down walking down the streets of New York and glued to their handset. But yeah, mobile is a massive focus for us, always has been, and obviously ever increasingly so. Off-deck distribution, I think, was one of those ones that really came up to us as a surprise, that 90% of our respondents were saying that's a focus for them. And to me, that's just a key indication of where the ecosystem is moving, where consumption is happening. It's not always happening within your app or on your website. And it's interesting to see how publishers are evolving their operations and their distribution strategies. And the great part about here at AOL is, not only are we an ad tech provider to publishers, but we also eat our own dog food, because we are also a publisher. So I think when you take all those things together, obviously we're well situated to help guide the ecosystem. Here at AOL, we, I would say, have been through a lot of change over the last couple of years. Think of AOL as, on the publisher platform side, as a company that has brought together so many different pieces of ad technology for publishers. And so we started bringing all these pieces together. The Millennial Media piece joined about a year ago now. And so when you think of Adapt TV, Vidable, and obviously advertising.com, so you've got all these kind of really core pieces of the ecosystem that publishers have relied on. And I think for us, it allows us to consolidate the message and be more of a one-stop shop and full stack for publishers to really service their business and maximize their yield and their monetization. So that's, for us, it's an incredible opportunity to be such a key player in the ad ecosystem.